Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, in this video, we are going to talk about some uses of Newton's law of motion, mostly about the Newton's third law of motion, which says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, and also some example of practical life application of law of conservation of energy. Actually, it should be law of conservation of momentum. I think they have written it wrong. Okay, it should be law of conservation of momentum. Okay, we will talk about it. Now, the first example that they have said is walking. Okay, whenever we walk, okay, if you try to walk on the ground, putting your foot vertically on the ground, you will never be able to walk. You have to put your foot a little bit inclined, something like this. Apply some force on the ground, then you will be able to walk. Okay, what I'm saying is, if this is your foot and if you just keep it horizontally on the ground, you will never be able to move forward. If you put it a little bit inclined, see, whenever you have to walk, your foot becomes a little bit inclined like this. I hope you can imagine, right? You can also feel the difference seeing the figure 4.3 in your book, that is in 207 page. Okay, so when you apply a force in an inclined direction, what actually happens? Okay, we know that according to Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So let us say this is your foot. Okay, I'm not very good at drawing, so let us just assume this is my foot. So when I'm just standing on the ground, what happens? I am giving a force to it, and the ground is also giving me a force back, which is balancing my weight. Okay, they are balancing each other, so no movement is there. But what happens when my leg is a little bit inclined? Okay, let us say my leg is in a position something like this. Okay, so in this position, what happens? I actually put force on the ground in a little bit inclined position, right? So as a result, the opposite reaction, according to Newton's third law, I should be getting an opposite reaction from the ground. So this force is along this direction. So this force can be resolved into two perpendicular components, as we know. One is in the upward direction, another is in the horizontal direction. So now this vertical component will be balancing my weight, and the horizontal component will be pushing me forward. Do you understand the purpose of putting the leg in an inclined position? Here, the reaction force is totally along y-axis. There is no component along x-axis. Okay, it cannot be resolved into x component because the total reaction force is along y-axis. So it will be used to balance the weight only, because the weight always acts vertically in the downward direction, so it will be balanced by it. But here the reaction force that we are getting is a little bit inclined with the horizon. So what will happen? We can divide it into, or we can resolve it into two perpendicular components. The vertical one will be balancing our vertical weight, and the rest horizontal force that is remaining, that will help us to move forward. It is like the ground is pushing us to move in the forward direction. Do you understand the point here? If you have doubt, please let me know. Did you understand the application of Newton's third law and the resolution of the okay?
Yes.
Now, the second one that we have is pulling of a cart by a horse. Okay, so here what we will see, cart. Okay, here the people sit. Okay, or some load is there, and with a rope it is tied to a horse. Let us say this is a horse. I'm not very good at drawing. I'm saying again. Okay, let us just consider this is a horse. Okay, and this is a cart. Now, whenever the horse wants to move forward, definitely it puts attention, or through the rope, it applies a force on the cart, right? Now, according to Newton's third law, what is supposed to happen? It is supposed to happen that the cart will also apply an equal and opposite amount of force, right? So, if you look here, equal and opposite, equal amount, but in the opposite direction, two forces are acting, so they should be balancing each other, right? So the horse should not be able to move this cart in the forward direction, correct? Because the force and the reaction force, they are balancing each other. As a result, the horse should not be able to move the cart. Why the cart is moving forward? We know that the cart moves forward, right? Can anybody tell me why the cart moves forward even though the forces are being balanced by each other?
Because স্যার দুইটা আলাদা অবজেক্টের হইতে স্যার
Not
ব্যালেন্স
that. Actually, it is also the same that I discussed a little bit earlier. See,
Master
the horse has also leg, right? With that leg, the horse will now also apply some force on the ground. Now, when he is standing vertically, what happens? He is applying force vertically downward and getting the reaction force vertically downward, which is balancing each other. As a result, he is not able to move forward. But when he wants to move forward, he puts his leg in an inclined position with the ground. So, what will happen if the leg is something like this in this inclined position? He will apply the force in this direction and get the reaction force also in this direction. So this reaction force again can be divided into two perpendicular components, and this horizontal component will again help the horse to take the cart forward. See, he is getting a support from the ground, a force from the ground to take the cart forward. Okay, they are balancing each other, but he is getting an extra support. So as a result, he will be able to move the cart. Do you understand my point?
yes
Okay, so now these things are actually written in your textbook, page number 206, 207. I would like to request you to go through each and every line of it so that you have a deeper understanding, you get a better understanding about this, okay? I'm just telling you the main thing. Then number 3 example that they have discussed about is the pulling the boat with the rope, okay? We know actually we already have solved a problem like this, okay? A boat is there, okay? Okay, now this boat, this is the shore. Okay, this is water. Okay, this is the shore, and some person is standing over here, and he with a rope. This is the rope. With this rope, he is actually trying to pull the boat forward. Okay, so here we can see that he is applying the force in an inclined position, right? So as a result, this force will also be divided into two perpendicular components. Okay, the vertical component will help to reduce the friction with the water. Okay, because we actually saw that pulling is easier than pushing. He is pulling here, right? So as a result, what will happen? It will become easier than pushing. If we had pushed it, okay, compared to that, now this will be easier. Do you remember we studied in vector chapter that pulling is easier than pushing? Achha.
yes
So this one will help to reduce the load or reduce the friction with the water, okay? And this horizontal component will help to take it forward, okay? So this is another example. Then finally we come to the two example, the two most important example, okay? That is the recoil of the gun and the motion of the rocket. These are the two problems that you are going to encounter when you solve numerical problems. Also you solve the creatives, okay? There you will see the application. There you will see the backward velocity of the gun. We will be talking about that, okay? Acha. Now backward velocity of the gun or recoiling of the gun. This is something that you are already familiar about, right? Because in SSC level you have already solved this. Now, if you remember, the equation that we knew till now is m1 v1 m2 v2 plus m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now, if you remember in SSC level, I already told you whenever we are talking about the bullet and gun, we are talking about bullet and gun. Okay, before the bullet comes out of the gun and bullet both are at rest. Both are at rest. That means the initial velocity for both of them are 0. So 0 into something, it will become 0. 0 into something, it will become 0. 0 plus 0, it will give you something 0, right? So the initial momentum is 0. But when I fire or when I shot the bullet, what will happen? This is having a velocity. As this is having a velocity, definitely this has a momentum because mass is already there. Now the velocity is also there, so there will be a momentum. Now we know that the conservation law of momentum has to be maintained. The momentum has to be 0. So if there is a momentum produced in the bullet, to balance that momentum, an opposite momentum has to be created in the gun. That is why the backward velocity is produced. See, the total is 0. Now you can see that 5 let us say the amount of momentum that is created is 5 kg per second, that is positive. Now to balance this plus 5, minus 5 kg per second momentum has to be produced within the gun. Now how the momentum can be negative? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. We know that mass can never be negative, right? The only thing that can be negative here is velocity. And if the velocity wants to be negative, then the velocity has to be in the opposite direction, right? Because here we are considering the direction of the velocity of the bullet to be positive. So as a result, the backward velocity of the gun will automatically be negative. So that's how actually they balance each other and it becomes zero again. Okay. Now this equation I can rewrite in this way: as gun is bigger, let me represent the mass of the gun by capital M, the velocity of the gun by capital B, and the bullet is smaller, so small m will represent the mass of the bullet and the small b will represent the velocity of the bullet. Do you understand my point here? Okay. From here, you might be asked to find out the backward velocity of the gun. So how can you find it out? Okay, if you change the sign of this mb equal to mb, here capital B will be equal to minus mb by capital M. So this equation we can directly use to find out the backward velocity of the gun, which will definitely be negative if you consider the direction of the velocity of the bullet to be positive. Am I going too fast? তোমরা কি আমাকে বুঝতে পারতেছো? যদি সমস্যা হয় যে মানে আমি তাড়াতাড়ি চলে যাচ্ছি, তোমরা আমার কথা শুনে থিংক করার টাইম পাচ্ছ না, তাহলে প্লিজ আমাকে একটু বলিও। ওকে, so this equation is very important, okay, to calculate the backward velocity of the gun. Acha, the next example that we have, motion of rocket. এটা আমরা সবচেয়ে বেশি ইউজ করব, ঠিক আছে? মোশন অফ রকেট এই ইকুয়েশনে প্রত্যেকটা জিনিস তোমার আসলে বুঝতে হবে। তো এই কারণে আমি আসলে ফুলটা রিডিং করে তোমাদেরকে প্রত্যেকটা লাইন এখানে বুঝাইতে চাই। ওকে, সো প্লিজ একটু খেয়াল করো। আমরা আজকে সময় নিয়ে এই জিনিসটা একটু ভালোমতো বুঝবো, এটা অনেক ইম্পর্টেন্ট, আমি আবারো বলতেছি। So you see, motion of rocket, page number 209. I hope everyone is with me. The motion of a rocket is an example of law of conservation of momentum. Dangerous. How this is the example of conservation of momentum? If you think about it in this way, when the rocket was just simply standing on the ground, okay, what was happening? The momentum was zero. Now what is this momentum between which two bodies? What is the system? Okay, in bullet and gun we know that gun is there, bullet is there. Now about rocket, from the gun the bullet is coming out. From the rocket, what is coming out? Can anybody tell me? When we start the rocket, something comes out from the rocket. What is that?
Fire,
but mostly we can say gas. Okay, the fuel. Okay, we know that as soon as we start the rocket, the fuel starts to burn and it starts to come out in the form of some gas, right? So that gas can be considered with the bullet. Okay, so as the bullet was coming out from the gun was experiencing a backward velocity. So when a rocket is standing on the ground like this and the gas is coming out in this direction, what is supposed to happen? See, the bullet moves forward, the gun goes in the opposite direction, backward. So as the gas is coming out in the bottomward direction, the rocket is supposed to go in the upward direction. Do you find the similarity? Now why this will happen? To keep the momentum zero, the total momentum zero. Because initially the momentum was zero for both of them. Now the gas is gaining a velocity, right? A velocity in the downward direction. So if you consider the downward direction to be positive, this positive momentum must be balanced by a negative momentum that will be created in the rocket, just like we saw in case of gun and bullet. So as a result, what will happen? This rocket will start running in the upward direction. Do you understand whatever I explained? Just did you get the picture? No? না বুঝলে বলো যে বুঝিনি। কি আছে?
Motion of rocket আরেকটু বুঝান।
হ্যাঁ
আরেকবার বুঝান, আমি বুঝিনি।
আচ্ছা আরেকবার বুঝাই। দেখো এই যে এই গানটা না রকেটের মতো চিন্তা করো। এই গানটাকে যদি আমি একটু এভাবে রাখতাম, মনে করো এটা হচ্ছে এখন আমার গান, ওকে? আমি যদি উপরের দিকে এখন বুলেটটাকে মারি, গানটা নিচের দিকে সরে আসবে না? এটা বুঝতে পারো?
Yes.
এর দিকে যাবে তার অপোজিট দিকে গান যাবে। এখন বুলেট থেকে সরি গান থেকে যেরকম বুলেট বের হয়, রকেট থেকে সেরকম গ্যাস বের হবে। দ্য ফিউল বার্ন হলে তো গ্যাস বের হবে না? তো এই গ্যাসটা অনেক হাই ভেলোসিটিতে নিচের দিকে বের হয়। তো এটা যখন নিচের দিকে বের হবে, ওই যে গ্যাসটা হচ্ছে এখন বুলেটের মতো, বুলেট বের হয়ে আসছে, তো গান এখন উল্টা দিকে একটা মোশন পাবে না, যেটা কিনা আমাদের রকেট আর কি এখন। তো রকেট এখন উল্টা দিকে একটা ভেলোসিটি পাবে না?
Yes.
So the opposite momentum is created, and as a result, the summation of the momentum is zero again. Okay, this is what is happening. Acha, let us go through. The motion of a rocket is an example of law of conservation of momentum. To avoid complexity, we consider that the rocket is in motion beyond the influence of gravity. Okay, gravity is actually there, but for now, actually, we are considering that gravity is not there. Then what will happen? When the engine of the rocket releases gas, the gas has a momentum. See, a positive momentum is created. To balance that positive momentum, a negative momentum is to be created in the rocket. When the engine of the rocket releases gas, the gas has a momentum. Then, due to the conservation of momentum, the rocket acquires a motion in the opposite direction. When gas is released from the rocket with a fixed rate, see the gas is released at a fixed rate. This fixed rate, we are going to use it in mathematical problem, okay? Then the rocket acquires a constant force opposite to the motion of the gas. Gas is in the downward direction, opposite will be in the upward direction. So this force is called thrust, okay? একটা ধাক্কা, বাংলাতে এটাকে ধাক্কা বলে। To express this thrust as a function of rate of used fuel and the velocity of gas released, we can deduce an equation. We will see the deduction of the equation, okay? Let the gas release from the rocket with a constant velocity v. Okay, so the gas is gaining a velocity. The bullet was coming out with a certain velocity. Now the gas is coming out at a velocity that we have considered to be v. The mass of the gas released in time del t is del m. Okay, in delta t amount of time, how much gas has come out? Delta m amount of gas has come out. This is very important. Then the momentum of the released gas will be del p released gas. Del p, it will be mass of the released gas into the velocity. Mass into velocity is the momentum, right? Okay, so this momentum of the released gas is equal to the change of momentum of the fuel in the rocket. Achha, now this one is very important to understand. If you remember, I taught you in SSC level that change of momentum okay, the change of momentum for this one, actually we can understand this from the conservation law of momentum, that the change in gun bullet is equal to the change in momentum of the bulleted momentum যতটুকু চেঞ্জ হবে এটা কি গানের momentum ঠিক ততটুকু চেঞ্জ হবে, বাট ইন অপোজিট ডাইরেকশনে। ওকে, একটা যদি 0 থেকে +5 হয়ে যায়, আরেকটা 0 থেকে -5 হয়ে যায়, তো এটাই অ্যাকচুয়ালি এখানে এটা চেঞ্জ যতটুকু এটাও চেঞ্জ ততটুকু হবে। আচ্ছা, so we know that the change of momentum of a body is equal to the impulse of force. এই জিনিসটা একটু এক্সপ্লেইন করি। change of momentum is equal to impulse of force. Now, what is impulse of force? Do you know? If you remember, we discussed about impulsive force. Which force can be called impulsive force? Impulsive force is that force which is actually in large amount, but it is applied for a very short amount of time. The best example to explain this is when we hit the ball with the bat. Okay, when a batsman tries to hit 6, what he does? He hits the ball with a large amount of force, right? So large amount of force is exerted on the ball. We agree on that. But what is the time of application of that force? যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত বল আর ব্যাট কানেকশন থাকবে ঠিক ততক্ষণই ফোর্সটা অ্যাপ্লাই হয়, বাট উই নো দ্যাট দ্য বল এন্ড ব্যাট স্টেজ ইন কানেকশন উইথ ইচ আদার ফর আ ভেরি শর্ট অ্যামাউন্ট অফ টাইম. So when a large amount of force acts for a very short amount of time, that force is known as impulsive force. So for impulsive force we can find out the impulse of force. Now what is impulse of force? We know that large amount of force is applied, we know that it is for a short amount of time. So if we take the product of these two, force into time, that will give me the impulse of force. Now this one is equal to change of momentum. How come? Okay, how this happens? I will show you the proof of this. Acha, we know F equal to ma. Now F is equal to m into v minus u divided by t. T if I cross multiply, it will be F into T. M if I multiply, it will be mp minus mu. Now this is final momentum and this is initial momentum. So can I say this is change of momentum, final minus initial, so change of momentum. This is equal to force into T. What does it tell you? Force into T, force into time, impulse of force. So impulse of force, okay, it is equal to the change of momentum. Clear? Change of momentum is equal to impulse of force. They have said it directly.
এই সাইডে যে ডেল্টা এম লিখছেন এটা কিভাবে?
বুঝে নাই কোথায়?
এই যে এই সাইডে যে ডেল্টা পি ইজ ইকুয়াল টু ডেল্টা এম ইনটু ভি,
Delta M is the rate of fuel that is coming out. The fuel that is coming out, sorry, the rate of fuel will be delta M by delta T. Delta M হচ্ছে যতটুকু fuel বের হয়ে আসছে, যতটুকু গ্যাস বের হয়ে আসছে actually বুঝছেন? আচ্ছা, so impulse of force is equal to change of momentum. Now we already saw that the change of momentum is delta P is equal to impulse of force, that is F into delta T, the time. Okay, so from here if I put the value delta P, if I put the value of delta P, it will be delta M into P is equal to F into delta T. From here, if I want to find out an equation for F, what I can write, delta T will be coming this side, delta M by delta T into P. Now this is the rate of fuel used, rate of fuel used. এটা মজার জিনিস কি জানো, এটা আমি এতদিন পড়তাম ফুয়েল, এটা আসলে উচ্চারণ হবে ফিউল। ওকে, এটা আমি আমার একটা স্টুডেন্ট থেকে শিখছি, যার স্টুডেন্ট থেকে শিখলে অনেক মজা লাগে। তো দিস ইজ দ্য রেট অফ ফিউল ইউজড, বাট ওইটা অনেক দিনের অভ্যাস, সেই কারণে মাঝে মধ্যে ফুয়েল বলে ফেলি। তো তোমরা আমার থেকে শুনে শুনে ভুলটা শিখিও না, এটা ফিউল উচ্চারণ, ফুয়েল না, আমি ভুলে মাঝে মাঝে ফুয়েল বলে ফেলি। আচ্ছা, so delta M by delta T, this is the rate of fuel used. Now in problem, whenever you go to solve the numerical problem, you will see the rate of fuel used, something value is given. So you might be confused, what is the value, the কিসের value? এটা delta M by delta T, এটার value দেয়া থাকে। ওকে, numerical example এ গেলে দেখো তোমরা। আচ্ছা, and the velocity, it is the velocity with which the gas is actually coming out, and this is the force that will be generated. Okay, so for this force, as some force is acting on the rocket, we saw that on the rocket, due to the coming out of the gas, an opposite force will be acting. Okay, a force will be acting in the upward direction. Now whenever a force is acting, we know that an acceleration is there. If I want to find out the acceleration, I can write F equal to F by m. How? Because F equal to, we know ma, so m if I divided F by m. So F, I will replace the value of this one here. Okay, 1 by m into delta m by delta t into 3. So for acceleration of rocket, you will use this equation. সরি এখানে এটা ক্যাপিটাল এম হবে বিকজ রকেটের মাস তো নাইলে আবার ছোট এম এর সাথে মিক্স হয়ে যাবে এটা ক্যাপিটাল এম খেয়াল রাখবা ক্যাপিটাল এম represents the mass of the rocket. Is it clear this equation? Is this equation clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So after that we have relation between Newton's first law of motion. Newton's law of motion. Actually, from the second law we can prove the first law. If you remember, we actually proved this without using calculus. Today we will see the proof of this using calculus. So from second law, what actually we know? F is equal to m into a. Okay, now F is equal to, we can write m into dv dt. That is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Okay. Now the Newton's first law says that if no force is applied, then F will be 0 and m into dv dt will be 0. Now we know that the product of two is 0, then either of them must be 0. As m, the mass, cannot be 0, dv dt, this one must be equal to 0. Okay, এটা 0 হইতেই হবে, তখনই এটা কোন সাথে মাল্টিপ্লাই হয়ে আমরা 0 পাবো। So now what we know, whenever we differentiate something and get 0, what we can say about that? এই v টাকে আমি কি বলতে পারি?
Constant.
Velocity constant.
Very good. So from here we can say v is equal to a constant. V equal to constant means the velocity is not changing. Now this is the first law of Newton, that if you do not apply any force, on a particular body, the velocity of it will not change. If the velocity is 0, that means the body is at rest, it will continue to be at rest. And if the body is in motion at a particular velocity, it will stay in that motion, or it will continue to be in the motion with the same velocity forever until we apply some force on it. So proof, right? From the second law, we have proved the first law using the calculus. Is it okay? Acha. So likewise, the relation between other law they have also showed. So kindly go through it and also read the limitation of Newton's law. Okay, and we will talk about the limitation of Newton's law in the future classes, inshallah. Okay, so today up to this, I will be waiting for more doubts from the dynamics chapter, and the rest 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, I want to discuss about this dynamics chapter doubt. Okay, because before Eid I want to finish it, then after Eid, inshallah, I hope to continue with Newtonian mechanics. Okay. So please, those who ever did not solve yet, solve the problems or the creatives of dynamics at home and message me the doubt by tonight itself. Is my message clear?
Yes.
Okay, so see you in the next class, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.